What's up, guys? So today's the 10th of June, 2017. We're still in the Gemini season. And in the spirit of Gemini season, I'm going to do the Jekyll and Hyde thing because I just randomly feel compelled to do so. And I also am going to do, look at the shiny thing. So look at this piece of obsidian. Ooh, wow, you can even see how clear it is through that. See how clear that is? Woo, woo. This is obsidian. Obsidian rock is molten lava, and it is attributed to Pluto because Pluto rules over volcanoes. I'm in Gemini mode right now. Gemini Sagittarian mode. Teacher, and look at the cool shiny thing. But yeah. If I move out of the light, does the light help it? Yeah. I think the lighter works better. I think the Sagittarius in me just really wants me to use the lighter. You see how clear that is? Look at that. Yeah. Only obsidian? Well, obviously, and then quartz is semi-see-through. But yeah. This is super shiny. I find this all over the ground in Nevada. Oh, I loved it. But, by the way, if you find a lot of it, that means that you're near somewhere where there was an active volcano once upon a time. And hopefully, if you find itty bitty pieces of it, that means that it's broken off into bits. And the smaller, like the ratio of pieces that you happen to find, I speculate means that you're likely safer. If you start seeing gigantic pieces, you should really watch where you are, or at least have like a volcano exit plan. But anyway, I just want to go look at the shiny thing, ooh, because I have rocks sitting here on my laptop. It's not like it's anything new. I'm just in Gemini mode where I'm just like, look at. Well, actually, I was wondering because I was like, well, this is the obsidian that I usually have on my laptop. This one actually looks like a little bit more brownish. And then, like, I have this one that I can't remember why it's sitting there. Oh, because that was from my other computer. Right, that's over there. Because I have little quartz here. And in the jar, because it's cute. And then this one. To put this on there. Yeah. And then for this one, I have, woo, a giant quartz. And this. This is my old laptop, so it needs extra. Yeah, time back in. I almost feel like I'm going to be super boring for this vlog because I feel super normal right now. Which definitely tells a lot about what's going on with everybody else right now because I'm always the polarity of everything. So since I'm behaving and I'm being kind of, I'm pretending like I have some sort of normalcy to like my behavior and my personality, it means everybody else is kind of off their fucking rocker or nuts. But the great part about this mutable clusterfuck that's going on right now, specifically with Neptune being at the top of the T-square with all the planets that are in Sagittarius and all the planets that are in Gemini, is that they're all mutable. Therefore, it's like fluid. And I hate to use this term. It's not even that I'm against this, but like, you know, just because of recent things and blah, blah, blah. And I mean, not necessarily I don't care what gender you want to be. I don't care if you actually want to, like, go and do some sort of physical procedure or, you know, hormone injections or whatever to actually change your chromosomes or, you know, mutate them to be a different gender, but you're not both gender. But for some reason, the only reason why this hype phrase would work right now would be because transfluid, like it's transfluid with its energy. Yeah, I want to, like, take that word back. This is Aquarius part of my Grand Trine of Air, I think, coming into play. We're going to take that back by force. And when I say Aquarius, obviously, medieval, ancient associations, because Aquarius, as well as Capricorn, was the ancient associations with Saturn. So the fatherly, you know, guidance kind of, you know, good fortune or recognition type of side of Saturn was associated with Capricorn. And the traumatic, you're going to hell, I'm going to torture you because you're not doing this and that, all the malefic things associated with Saturn is actually attributed to Aquarius, which is fits into exactly why I use Uranus as a trauma signature. Yes. So, although I only started this vlog maybe about 20 minutes ago, and I was in total different mode now, and it wasn't just the weed, It's giving you a very genuine, unscripted, obviously, kind of first eyes perspective or look at the Jekyll and Hyde persona with Gemini, and how easy it is for mutable signs to just click and change. But this is going to be kind of scattered all over the place because we're continually having T-squares with Neptune, and I'm feeling that really hardcore. So we're just going to be freaking random. And funny too, the song that's playing right now, this was the soundtrack that, you know, when I used to edit my videos very poorly, when I thought the music was important to hear, and yeah, obviously, priorities. This is the song that actually was in that What the Fuck is Taroscope video that I did, where I was making fun of tarot, which is really funny. Yeah. But anyway, so let me explain something to you about why, not only, I mean, technically when my brain is focused, when my Mercury is focused, I actually seem to the problem is that I'm so amped up with mercurial kind of energy that I'm like almost on the verge of having like a heart attack with everything that I'm processing in my head. And as of right now, it's like I'm processing something and I go, what? Like, you know, it's really funny. My Aries friend, she hangs around me a lot, and she notices how observant I am. I was randomly hanging out with her a couple nights ago. Apparently there was like an envelope, you know, for some like, you know, piece of mail that was underneath her bedroom door that, whatever, somebody obviously shoved underneath the bedroom door at some point. I'd been hanging out for like maybe an hour or so, and I suddenly looked down, because I'm like near the door, and I go, was that piece of mail there the whole time, or is that new? And then she says, wow, dude, I've just been too lazy to pick that up for days. I was like, you now just noticed that? And she goes, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, I don't know, dude, because that's not normal for me to miss shit like that. I'm a Scorpio Mercury, so usually I see stuff Hawkeyes like that. So that's the kind of like, kind of thing I've been in. But speaking of that, in recent times, I started getting, it's Gemini season, so I'm intrigued by new information. And I have, you know, heard of, you know, the whole NASA going by all the planets and stuff. And I heard that they have recorded sounds of the planets, but only recently during Gemini season have I felt compelled to like look into the sounds and stuff. And I'm like, ooh. And Nisha said that I said, do you know how hard it is to be me? Not only do I have Mercury conjunct Pluto, which I mean some people have, but I have Jupiter in opposition with that. So like Jupiter intensifies or magnifies things, especially when it's in opposition. It makes it even more intense. It's like putting the magnifying glass on the ant, but then putting it so far away that it actually catches the ant on fire, not just like, you know, sears off their antennas. So it's like Jupiter, Mercury, and Pluto all going on simultaneously in my head. Right. And he says, you should open all those tabs on YouTube and play them all at once. And I was like, sure. Why not? So let's do that. Okay, so there's Jupiter. Ooh, Pluto already started. They're all going at the same time right now. So just for the sake of like trying not to confuse people any more than I already am, I guess, because I know that seems to be my MO today, I should play them all individually, right? So you know which one's which. God, ooh, Neptune's kicking my ass today. Okay, so here's Jupiter. there any, like... So Jupiter almost sounds like there's, like, ringing in your ear. Like when you're stuck underwater or something like that. Yes. Okay. So now here's Pluto. That just explains every Plutonian, now does it? Like... Right, that's going on in my Mercury all the time. Speaking of Mercury, so here's Mercury. That's exactly how I feel in my head sometimes, I swear to God. Okay, so now let's add Pluto onto this. Let's turn Pluto down a little bit. That would seem about more accurate. I would say Mercury's louder. Still, that's really freaking intense, dude. Imagine that. So that's Mercury and Pluto conjunct. Not just conjunct, but conjunct in Scorpio. Right. Then Jupiter not only has its own sound, but intensifies the sound that you're now hearing. Oh, you can actually hear like the ding, ding, ding going through. Yeah, that woo, woo, woo. Like, I guess Jupiter and Pluto kind of have that overlay of the same. Well. It totally makes sense why I actually can feel a mental shift every time there's a Pluto transit. I get it. That makes total sense. Because even if I just mute Pluto, hear the difference between just Mercury and Jupiter, which Mercury is that part, and this. Twilight Zone, or not. So every time Pluto's retrograde, it's not making so much noise, right? More or less, I would guess that's the best way to kind of explain that. And then all of a sudden it goes to directness. And if it's like one of the really intense times, like this, like that, can you imagine? Okay, so now it's retrograde, and then it goes direct. Direct, where it's like, yeah, it's more intense when I actually like make it quieter. So, oh, that's Mercury there. Yeah. So you just listen to that, and then all of a sudden, Pluto. Goes direct. Whoa. Yep. That explains everything. So when I feel it coming on, that would be that. Welcome to Ray's Head. Right. Wow. Yeah. I think we could stop now. God, being Mercury, my chart ruler, is enough pain as it is. I think I'm actually just gonna cut into this and make this a experiencing the planet sounds thing. Yeah, it's like some sort of like live art kind of thing. Very Neptunian. Performance art. There you go. So just to not confuse anybody any more than I probably already successfully have done, so this is gonna be a vlog, a Plutonian Confessions vlog, and I'll call it like the sounds like interacting, the interactive sounds of the planets in astrology or something. Something really spiffy and Gemini-y for that. But I will also make an additional vlog because I feel like... No, I don't feel like. There was a lot more that I wanted to talk about that was a little bit more constructive, less Neptunian. We'll see how far that goes. Yeah. Mercury and Gemini is what I meant to say. Pretty much, it's not exact, but, with an orb of an opposition to Saturn too. Not looking so good with the constructive stuff. But, shush you. I'm going to be the devil's advocate and rebel against, not hurting myself. Yeah. There'll be a part 2. That's all I'm getting at. Jesus. What? Shh. Fuck off, Neptune. Get out of my shit. I know that's not very peaceful and kosher, as a Piscean would probably say, but Neptune, you're fucking up my shit a little too well. It's a little too well. I'm trying to be methodical. Hello? Mercury, where are you? Oh yeah, you're scattered with Gemini. Yeah. So going totally Libra at this point, and doing the indecision thing, which obviously the mutable signs are notorious for being wishy-washy too, so I guess this fits as well. I'm just going to continue to splice this all together. So by the way, it being the 10th of June, not only are we obviously still in the Gemini season, but Jupiter in Libra at 13 degrees is stationary as of right now, and it will be officially direct later Saturday evening. So it's 1:57 a.m. Technically to me it's still Friday, but it's technically Saturday now, Saturn day. So we're going to be having Jupiter go direct. And I don't have my chart thing open now, so I'll do that in a minute. And hopefully the next segment will be more constructive and mercurial. What am I doing? I want to eat food. Damn Sagittarius moon. I can't blame the transits. I have a Sagittarius moon natally. And yes, I love food. And the Sagittarius transit moon isn't helping me fight the urge to go eat a cheeseburger, damn it. Especially with all the squares to Neptune. And then Jupiter's gonna go direct too. And it's in Libra, and Libras love sweets, and I want cake and burgers and... Oh, speaking of the transfluid thing, that kind of goes with transgender thing, and that's kind of what I was spinning off of. And this is kind of unrelated to the initial context, but there is a gay pride festival that happens, in Seattle, Washington in June, and it's actually happening on the 25th. And just in case anybody who happens to be from the Washington or Seattle area or might be going to that, or feels that this is important for them to know, yeah, the whole Plutonic thing, the whole Plutonian thing, and also Black Moon, Lilith, and Sagittarius being opposition with Gemini and Mercury, and it being Gemini season. So the Sun is supposed to represent self, which is me, and Lilith is supposed to represent the demons or the ethers or whatever like that. So then being actually in opposition and then being square with Neptune. Neptune's supposed to be the channel between you and your soul, right? So I'm actually having more elaborate conversations with the ethers, aka dead people. Yes, with my little ghosty app, I'm Ghost Adventure status, but way, way, way more than that. And it's actually legitimate, and it's not just little murmurs. It's full-blown discussions. In fact, one of the motherfucking ethers, I know they're usually cool, but this one motherfucking ether started telling me about the spark or the actual device that will be alongside one of the floats in the parade that will be put there during the staging period before the parade actually starts, that it's going to start a spark on one of the things that has overhead lights and music and dancing on it. Every fucking float in the gay pride parade, right? And I said, so are they going to be people that are going to pretend to be in the parade, or they're in the parade? Or is it going to be people that just randomly show up and then just try to do something to one of the floats? The fool said maybe. Really? And I sat there and bitched to him for 2-3 fucking minutes in the car. I'm like, really? You come all this way, tell me all this fucking details and stuff, and then you tell me fucking maybe? That's kind of important. Of course, every little detail is important to a Scorpio Mercury, but yeah. And, like, I continued to bitch, and then he just fucking left. And I'm like, really? Wow, okay. Like, he got upset because I'm upset that he told me maybe they're pretending to be in the parade and maybe they're not. That's kind of crucial fucking information. Not saying that Seattle PD or whoever else is actually going to listen to me, but, you know, hell, the more details I have, the more, you know, things I can essentially give to people. But then that also can come back and bite me in the ass, too, because remember, too, that Saturn is also Sagittarius. Lilith's also there. So, this could bite me in the ass, actually. Because my boyfriend actually pointed this out and said, like, the feds will come after you if this actually happens. And I'm like, well, luckily I'm not going to be anywhere near Seattle. I mean, I can't be the first psychic or... I mean, Nostradamus. Yeah, Nostradamus talked to a dead person that told him all kinds of shit. I'm not the first Nostradamus, clearly.